Hello, hello, this is Colonial Puppet, and this is part 30 of the Let's Build a Stadium series. I am pooping these out because, I don't know, I feel like I'm on a roll, and I'd rather get a crap load of these episodes out than put one out every 3 months. So I'm going to get right into this, working on the long end of the field, basically what we were doing on the short end of the field. I think you guys are getting the pattern by now. What I'm doing, basically outlining this, and yeah, I've made at least one of these episodes every day, and if for those of you asking when the airport Let's Builds are going to come out, I'm going to tackle these one at a time. I think switching between the two is a failing strategy, at least for how I manage these things. I'm going to get burnt out pretty quickly if I tag team two different huge builds at the same time. So I think I'm going to instead just focus on the stadium, get the stadium done, which is going to be a lot sooner than I feel like a lot of people think. And then I'm going to finally just focus my time on the airport Let's Build, get that out of the way, and then that frees up my channel for a lot of different content. The Cyberpunk City, the episode-long skyscraper Let's Builds that I have planned, the retro computing videos I have planned, the horror Let's Play videos I have, and the City Skylines Let's Play videos I have in mind. All those things. Basically, these huge Let's Builds are kind of holding everything back, and I know a lot of people are following them, and I don't want to leave them hanging, so I just kind of want to finish these as soon as possible. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, that's my spiel for right now. I'm just going to build these all at once, all the way towards the bottom, like that. Then it's like this. Then it's like this. Is that right? I guess that's how it's going to work. But anyway, I'm interested to know what you guys think of that. If that's a good idea. I think it is. Also interesting, these are only going to be 1 block wide. Unlike the 2 block wide windows, but I guess that makes sense. Alright. Not even going to worry about connecting them at the bottom. I'm just going to worry about getting these vertical pillars down. Then I'm going to focus on the horizontal stuff later. Alright. This is going to take a while. I don't know what to ramble about while I do this. But yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Oops. But anyway, that's the plan for the channel. Let me know what you think about it. I know some people are really into the airport Let's Build, and have been waiting patiently for 3 years for me to get that done. I feel like the stadium is the easiest pill to swallow out of the 2 huge Let's Builds I'm doing currently. As in, I'd rather finish the stadium up in a couple episodes first, rather than putting it aside and finishing the airport Let's Build, which arguably should be finished first, since it was started first over 3 years ago. think my channel logo has changed like 5 times since I started that. Let's Build. I remember announcing it. I was a sophomore in college. My life has changed since I've started that Let's Build. Gone through many jobs, lived at different places, graduated from college. I think I met my girlfriend before I started that. That most definitely, because that was back when I was still recording on the Hauppauge. I found that recently, my old Hauppauge video capture device. I'm gonna try and get that working again, and hopefully get a composite to HDMI adapter so I can do some recording of like old. I've been accruing a collection of basically any video game console I can get my hand on. I have basically every PlayStation minus the PlayStation 4. I have the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, the Xbox original, the Xbox 360, the GameCube, the Wii, the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Sega Genesis. I've been kind of building up a nice little gaming setup in my room, and I want to do some like classic vintage game Let's Plays with like PlayStation 1 era games, stuff like that. Because I know I said I enjoy those old games. I really want to get a copy of, oh man, what is it? Silent Hill. Either the first or the second one. And this one is like that, so I'm going to make this 3 blocks wide. I think Silent Hill 2 was a PlayStation 1 game as well. I know the first one was. Second one I think was as well. Alright, where was I? Build this down. I think that's one too many. Yes. Alright. There we go. Almost done. Just kidding. We're like not even halfway done. But anyway, this is a rather tedious. I mean, I built it one floor at a time last episode. I'm trying to see if this is quicker. It might not be quicker in terms of video length because I'm not gonna cut like I did last time. Last time I built like half of this and then cut when I was done building the other half, but this episode I'm going all the way down. It's really hard to, I'm actually going to start connecting these just because it's hard to eyeball if I'm on the right, whatever length. So yeah. Anyway, playing I bought this very fancy gaming laptop, tricked out with all these nice specs and whatnot, and I've been using it to play this in-browser Flash game called Town of Salem. Which is actually a genius game. It's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. It's free. There's like skins you can buy with real money, but it's by no means a pay-to-win game. It's you only have to pay for aesthetics, and everything else is just kind of luck and skill based. Basically, there's a town called Salem, and everyone is given a different role. Sometimes there's more than one person with the same role. Usually it's pretty evenly split. There's good guys, just regular villagers, and villagers can be several roles. They can be things like doctors or sheriffs and stuff like that. Then there's the bad guys, aka like the mafia, basically the mafia. There's different roles within the mafia. There's not nearly as many mafia members as there is townspeople. And then there's one serial killer. And so basically there's you have to if you're the mafia, your goal is to kill every non-mafia member in the town. If you're a good character, your goal is to kill the serial killer and the mafia. And if you're a serial killer, your goal is to be the last person standing. And like it's really only through chat. The gameplay mostly consists of talking with the other people. It's kind of like Trouble in Terrace Town, trying to figure out who's the good guys, who's the bad guys, because no one knows your role, unless of course you tell them, which sometimes it's a good idea to tell people what your role is. But then again, they can not believe you and hang you and whatnot. There's people whose roles it is to cause chaos and spread misinformation. So it's really kind of like a mass hysteria, the game. It's a lot of fun. Started playing with friends, but then I started playing it on my own as well. What is that? I don't know if that's picking up on my screen, but that's interesting. On my screen right now, I'm like seeing static. I don't know what that is. Hopefully it shows up because it's kind of cool looking. Looks like an old film filter. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. Having a lot of fun. Just playing with random people. You get to pick your name and whatnot. But yeah, most of the game plays through chat, but then there's also special abilities. Like usually it's like you choose one person a night. Like everything happens during the nighttime, and then it's like the sun comes up and you see who died. You can write a will. If you're a killer, you can write a death note to put by your victims' bodies. So the will is like a very important thing you write down. Like say you're an investigator, you have to write down things. Like you can investigate one person a night, and it'll actually like tell you what their role could possibly be. The person that you're investigating, it'll tell you who they visit. So if they visit someone and then you wake up and that person's dead, you might have a hunch that they're either the mafia or the serial killer. Things like that. You can be a escort and distract people. So like say if you're if a serial killer is killing someone every night and then you distract someone and there's no deaths, it could be that you distracted the serial killer. Things like that. It's like kind of deductive reasoning. Alright. Almost there. At the home stretch. Yeah. Then after this, I'm probably going to update my graphics driver because I don't know why it's doing this weird glitch. I really hope it shows up. Usually when there's like a graphical thing like this, it doesn't show up in the final recording. but it just might. Hopefully it's only with Minecraft. Hopefully it's not like a weird connector, and someone is vacuuming upstairs, so that's what that noise is. You might have also heard my dog barking. My poor, I have like a small Pomeranian who recently like has pinched a nerve in his back. So if you heard like yiping in the background at all during this, that was basically him. We have to have him. He's getting like basically a doggy. Apparently, it's very common, especially in small dogs, that they will get like a pinched nerve or a pulled muscle, and like you have to kind of confine them to a small space so they don't move around. And give them. He's like basically getting a doggy massage. He's getting like acupuncture and whatnot at the vet relatively soon. But yeah, he's been going through a lot. I think he like hurt his back, like maybe jumping off a bed or something, because he's really tiny and fragile. I'm not a fan of tiny dogs. They're very, I don't know. Big dogs you can like play with and they won't, you won't feel like you can accidentally like step on them at any moment. But yeah, that's what that was. If that picked up at all, it might have. And that's why I stopped the video. If you notice that jump cut a little while back, it's actually been a couple days since the first recording of this this Let's Build episode. Went to check on the dog to see if he was alright. He just goes through like moments of like pain and then he's fine. But it sucks, because there's not really anything you could do other than like give them like the massage and then keep them from running around and hoping they don't like hurt themselves. That's the thing about dogs. It's like, especially like any dog, they don't really it's like they want to be hurt. I remember my friend's dog like hurt her hips, and it's like you give them pain medication and it's like, oh, the pain's gone, I can do anything I want now. And it's actually kind of bad for them, because it's like they don't feel the pain, so the issue must be gone, and then they like further damage like whatever damage was causing the pain in the first place. Anyway, enough about dogs. So we got that. Looks pretty good. Obviously, gotta connect these. At the bottom. Yeah, getting situated. Alright. And then I'm gonna do the breaking up the windows vertically first, and then I'll put the horizontal bar across the entire length of the long end of the field like we did last episode. Or I guess not last episode, because we built this differently, but you know, the midsection of the windows. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about in a minute. Alright, so we got that. Then we're going to break up the windows. Pretty simple. Starting here. Again, just like going straight down from the ones on top. I don't care if they're not equal in width. Doesn't really matter. Like, I know the right window here is a little wider than the other one, but the aesthetic still looks cool. I'd rather continue this vertical line than keep the windows equally spaced. actually going to do something to save time. It would be a lot easier for me to fill the glass first and then just break the glass where I need it. I'll finish this first and then explain what I'm going to do next. Because remember, I have world edit, so filling in spaces, the bigger the better. If I put the, like I said, I'm just gonna wait because I kind of want to show what I'm talking about. Anyway, and we're really almost, this thing's almost done. Interior, I don't know how I'm gonna go how far I'm gonna go with. I'm probably just gonna light it. I'm really not too interested in furnishing. I also haven't forgotten about the end goals. That's something I need to do, and all that good stuff. But this is the last one. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So basically, let's just pick out this window at random. Or no, let's go down here. Just so I can see if I'm putting this in the right place. Yeah, so this is what the windows are going to look like. It's going to have this middle bar right here. These on either top, and then windows. Right? That's what I'm going to do all the way down there. But first what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put the steps all the way across. Then I'm going to fill it in completely with glass. And then I'll just break the glass and put this here. Which doesn't really make sense for these super narrow windows because it's easier to just do them by hand than use the fill tool. But once we get to bigger windows, it's going to be a lot easier that I just fill this entire expanse with glass and then break the center to put the bar in. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'll do these little windows first. Alright. And so for instance, like this window, I'll put these. Actually, let's just do the steps first. Just like the short ends of the field. Putting these on top and bottom, not in the middle though. Thinking of these as one giant window that happens to run the span of 2 floors rather than 2 separate levels of windows. If that makes any sense. Really, I guess it doesn't matter how I fill the windows in. Because people who are doing it by hand are probably going to do it differently. Oh man, I remember having to fill in windows by hand. I do not miss doing that on the Xbox 360. Yeah, those were good times. That's partly why the very first Let's Build I did was like 16 episodes, when honestly I could do it, like I said, in like 1 episode now. Just because building was so tedious. That, and I focused a lot on the interior as well as the exterior. Although, I would never advise anyone to take any interior tips from me, because I'm not very good at interior. I'm more kind of concerned about the structural elements of the building and whatnot. Like, I'm good at interior up until, like, I guess interior is the wrong word. I guess furnishing is the good word. Don't take any furnishing tips from me. I can build, like, nice, empty interiors that, like, make sense and are, like, logical and aesthetically pleasing. But once I start putting, like, tables and chairs and kiosks and whatnot in them, that's where it starts getting dicey. And I'd, like, suggest looking at someone else, like Corrales or something. Because, not very good. I that I'm good at something that I'm clearly not. Plus, there's people who like really kind of find joy in like finding all the interesting ways to use different blocks and kind of cheat like specialty blocks into looking like certain items of furniture. 251. No, it's 95.15, I think. Oh wait. Set 95 and 95.15. Yes, that is it. So that's what I said I was gonna do. Like I filled all this in, then I can just go back and oh, guess not. I can go back and fill this in. So I'm gonna do that all the way down. I'll do one more time. So I put in these. Just gonna fill it with glass. Set 25.15. And then just right in the middle. Oops, right in the middle. Break it like that. Put that in. And I want to actually try something. Someone suggested I try something in the comments. So I got that. And then if I go up. Thank you. Whoever said that in the comment section, that is going to save me a lot of time. What I did was I hit the up arrow in the text box. So T up just fills in the last thing I typed. That is extremely helpful. I'll look at who told me to do that. Oh my god, that's gonna make things so much easier. Someone, I think it was the last episode, told me how to do this. And this is wonderful. Great. Oh, fuck that up. But then there's always undo. Anyway, like I said, I'll do that all the way down, and I will see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I filled in the windows, the mid-section bar thing, and next what we're going to do is, you guessed it, fill in the light gray concrete where it needs to be. And I did check, and that weird glitch is showing up in the footage. The weird kind of noise that's going on. And by noise, I mean like camera noise, or like film noise. Not like actual audio noise. Anyway, enough rambling. Just gonna fill up the top one, obviously, and then cut to when I'm done the bottom floor as well, because you don't need to watch me do this twice. That would be very long. Let's build. Also, this don't know why this is happening. Might be a storage issue. Although, I mean, I have a terabyte of solid state storage. Well, it stopped when I don't know. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Apologize if this is annoying to anyone. I kind of think it looks cool. Which probably isn't the best thing. It's probably really annoying to people, but oh well. If the game were to ever crash, this would now be the time to do it, because I'm about to fill in a very large space with blocks. Oops, I forgot to do this. ready for this. I don't know, my night vision's wearing on. Cool. Alright. Now to fill in. Let's fill in this much. All the way down here. Just fill in little spaces by hand, obviously. This looks like a... I was about to say this looks like a hand job, but obviously it's not the best choice of wording. I'll do this by hand. There we go. Next, I'll just do this. Oops. Alright. Then this. Followed by, oh, that's why that looked weird. This is on the wrong level. There we go. So got up to there filled in. Let's see if we can do that on this side as well. Slowly but surely. Okay, let's fill this in by hand. Oops. Gotta love this tedious kind of filling work. This should be done by hand. Now we just have these big kind of corners to fill in, which again aren't too hard, though it's kind of annoying because you really have to fill in a lot more by hand just because of how curved it is. I could break it up to simple shapes like this. And this can be done by hand. Again, I don't know how useful like the copy paste command would be in this situation because it's very hard to like get right. But anyway, now let's go over here. And do the other curved corner, which shouldn't take too long. Let's fill this big old expanse. Why does this corner feel a lot bigger? Don't know. It does though. Do this by hand. Not with sea lantern though. There we go. And like find the middle. Alright. Fill this in. almost there. The finishing stretch. Well, for this first floor, then obviously, do not want to fall. All right, so that is the top floor. Now we're going to do the exact same thing we just did, just like here at the bottom, obviously. So I'll fill that in, and I will see you when I'm done that. All right, I'm back, and as you can see, I filled in the bottom, just like I said. See, ta-da. Next, we're going to do what we did this entire Let's Build episode on the opposite side of the stadium. So that means building the 2 floors, the windows, everything, just like we did with the short end of the field, only the opposite side of the long end of the field. So I will see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and this is the stadium. Let's go around to the opposite side. This is the one we built this episode. And oh my god, the glitch is real. I mean, yesterday it was working just fine. Now it's doing this weird, strange glitch. I don't think anything updated either. Interesting. But anyway, here is the opposite end of the field, and as you can see, it has the same exact windows. We are kind of nearing the end of like the exterior. Basically, we just kind of have to build this bottom part. But yeah, this has been Colonial Puppet. Be sure to check out the next episode when it comes out, in the previous episode if you'd like to follow along. And other than that, have a nice day.